What's up, Slayers? Today I'm going to be showing you how I created this custom 28-inch rose gold and blonde ombre wig. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I create my custom lace front wigs. I'm going to show you the step-by-step process, everything from how to build to how to customize, color, and construct your own lace front wigs. I'm going to show you everything that you need and how to get it done. All right, let's get to it. So first, you're going to need some hair. Today I am using my Hairline Tresses of Temptation at Tresses of Temptation on Instagram. Today I have a 20-inch frontal with 3 28-inch bundles. This was actually something that I just kind of stumbled across. This is my first time using longer lengths. This is the longest wig I've ever made, so we'll see what happens. You have all your little knickknacks you're gonna need. You need hair clips to keep the hair out of your way, keep it sectioned off. You need tweezers for plucking your lace and getting your hairline right, thinning out your lace. You need duck clips to separate. I use these for separating the baby hairs from the rest of the hair so that I can get a good thinned out hairline, a more realistic hairline. So those are very important. I find that you're gonna kind of struggle if you don't have something to separate your baby hairs from the rest of your hair when you're trying to pluck and thin out. You're gonna need your needle and thread. I like to get these little combo packs because they're only like $1. And for whatever reason, I always lose my needles. So every time I go to make a wig or sew anything down, I end up needing a new needle. So I get these combo packs because they're only $1, but you want to make sure that it has this brown needle in it, because that's the best one to use. That's the one you're really gonna need. So that's your needle and thread. You're also gonna need a wig head. This is mine. Don't judge her. She's been through a lot, but she's been rocking with me. I place tape all around the circumference of the head because I have a big head. So I measured out my head and I taped the head accordingly. This is something that would help you in terms of, you know, if you need to stretch out your cap a little bit, you can do that. Of course, you're going to need a wig cap. So today we're using the organic argan oil weaving cap by Magic Collection. I have used this wig cap before and I do love it. It comes with argan oil in it, so it helps to moisturize your scalp and your hair while you're wearing your wig. Really, really love these wig caps. We'll also need T-pins because trying to hold your hair, especially your lace, in place while you pluck is a nightmare if you do not have T-pins. So go ahead and grab those as well. You're gonna need your mixing bowl and your brush. I still have to clean these off, so don't mind that. But I like to use more than one, possibly 2 to 3 mixing bowls and brushes, just so that I don't have to keep cleaning them out between my bleaching and my coloring. So you can use one if you're more comfortable, or you can use multiple. It makes it a lot easier, a lot faster. Next, you're gonna need your bleaching powder. Today I'm using the Clairol BW2. I know there's tons of different brands, but I really like to use this one when I'm going for more of a brown or blonde type of color. So today I'm using the BW2 with 30 volume developer. Typically I use 40 volume developer, but because I'm doing kind of a beginner tutorial, I'm using a less harsh one because this one gives you a little more time. You kind of have to process the 40 developer a little bit quicker so as not to damage the hair. So today we're going with the 30 volume. You'll need the biggest bottle of white conditioner that you can find. no other conditioners, no green VO5 and all that stuff. White conditioner. Get the biggest bottle you can find, because you're gonna need to deep condition this hair every single time you process it. That means if you bleach it, you condition it. If you put a color on it, you condition it. If you decide to go back and put another color on it, you condition it. That is the best way to keep the hair healthy. You will also need purple shampoo. This is very important. You want to use purple shampoo when you are coloring the hair, especially when you are bleaching the knots, bleaching and tinting the knots. This removes the brassiness, the brassy color from the knots and from your lace. So you definitely want to get purple shampoo. I know a lot of people use the Shimmer Lights purple shampoo. This is actually my first time trying this L'Oreal Paris purple shampoo. It's the Everpure. I found that it's a little bit cheaper because the Shimmer Lights can be a little more expensive. I think it's like 10 bucks for this little bottle, but this one was about 7 bucks for a bigger bottle. So I decided to try this out because I do love L'Oreal Paris products. 2 products I like to use in my bleaching process. This first one is an Ion Booster. It's by Ion. This is for if you are comfortable with lightening your bleach a little bit. You're not quite sure if you're ready to make the big leap to 40 volume developer. This will kind of take you up to a 40 volume without, or to the next volume without you actually having to use a higher volume developer. So it also helps contain the moisture and everything for the hair. It's very healthy for the hair. So I do recommend this product as well if you want to, you know, give your blonde a little extra pump, little boost. And then you have your Red Gold Corrector. This is also for removing the brassiness from the hair after you've bleached. It's kind of a part of the toning process, except that you use it in the bleach. So these 2 products you actually pour into the bleach mixture. Finally, you're gonna need your wig clips. Now, me as a person, I don't like to use glue unless I absolutely have to. So I like to get these little wig clips and sew them inside my wig so that I don't have to deal with any glue or anything, any freezing spray, anything that might be harmful, because let's just be honest here, my edges have been through enough. And this way I can still make sure that my perruque is secure, but I don't have to use any glue or anything. So these little wig clips really come in handy. I'm glad that the beauty supplies are selling them like this now, because they used to sell those little clamp ones, and those are really bad for your hair too. So make sure you get these, because the ones with the clamps, the one that snaps, those are horrible. Do not use those. Also, what I like to do is I like to make a little note card for myself so that I can remember the color scheme. Sometimes I get a little mixed up with my colors, so I leave a little note card for myself so that I know what colors I'm using on each bundle, on each piece, and what order. So I think that's a really good tip, little trick, little dye hack, if you will. Today I decided to try a thing, and I'm gonna go with the light gold brown honey and the rose. Today I'm using Adore and Tintation, and the colors light gold brown and rose gold. I've used this one before. I like it because I've used both before, but this is my first time trying the light brown colors, well, the lighter color spectrum, kind of the golds and browns and honeys and blondes and ting. So today I am using the Adore. I like this one because it has argan oil in it already, and this one just makes, oh, you know what, I just realized this one has aloe vera water in it. This one makes your hair feel really good too, and I never knew that, so I guess that's why. So these are my 2 colors for the day. Hopefully I have enough and I don't have to run out, but either way I have to go back to the beauty supply tomorrow anyway. So if you don't buy these products in excess, just be prepared to run back and forth to the beauty supply a couple times. You'll be fine. All of these things you can find at your local beauty supply or Sally's Beauty. I think everything except these two items, the booster and the red gold corrector, those two came from Sally Beauty, but these came from, everything else came from Sam's Beauty Warehouse. So you should be able to find most of this stuff at your local beauty supply, but I will have links tagged with in the description box below for everything that you see here. And this is everything. We got everything we need, so let's get started. I want to deal with your frontal first. You're going to pin that down, kind of separate that. I usually put this into a ponytail, so just use a scrunchie or whatever to put this into a ponytail, and you're going to pluck all around your hairline to separate, just to kind of give it a realistic hairline and separate your baby hairs from the rest of your hair. And here we go. Also, real quick, it's important to do all of this stuff that I'm doing now before you do any processing it. Make sure your hair is dry, preferably in its initial state, its original state. Don't wash it, don't do anything to it before you do all of your plucking and everything, because you're gonna pluck, bleach, and dye your knots and everything, tint your lace and everything later on. So don't do anything beforehand. So apparently my camera was not recording when I was doing my my hairline, when I plucked out my hairline, but as you can see, my hairline is all plucked out. I have more of a natural looking hairline. How it thins in the front, and then like it's not so much on my forehead. You know, when you first get those frontals, they look a little unrealistic. So this was actually a really good one because it looks like they pre-plucked it pretty well, but you know, you can never tell. So I just went in a little bit more, thinned it out a little bit more, so now it looks more natural. Now I am going to deal with my parts. Now typically I only wear my parts in 2 different places. You can do all 3 with the frontal, but I usually only wear my hair to a right side part or the middle. So I don't even deal with the left at all because I'm lazy. And I'm probably not gonna go in and create an extra part after my wig is done. So I just define my right and my middle part. Next, you want to comb out all of the plucked hairs. It can be quite a bit. Don't be alarmed. That doesn't mean that you overplucked or anything like that. Comb out all of that. Stick this back into a ponytail. And then it is bleaching time. Time to bleach those knots. And then after that, we're gonna tint the lace. And then when we get our wig cap, we are going to start sewing the tracks. Actually, I take that back. We're gonna dye this hair first, okay? I forgot to mention that you will need a big Widetooth comb and a pair of gloves, preferably two, so that you can transition from your dye to your colors without having to, wash off or anything. So have a couple pairs of gloves with you as well. So once I reach my desired consistency, I just begin to take my spatula. I use a spatula because, I don't know, I'm just more comfortable with using a spatula because I'm cooking it up in the kitchen, But I use my spatula and I just begin to lightly dab the bleach onto the lace so that it doesn't seep through. I'm going to be honest, I made kind of a rookie mistake here because I was so tired. I decided to go ahead and start to ombre my frontal while I was bleaching my knots. This is highly not recommended because I was really pressed for time to, get the bleach off of the lace as well as the ends. So it kind of put me in a crunch. So yeah, won't be doing that again. You definitely want to give everything its fair share of time to process, just one step at a time. Take your time with this because anything could happen. My knots came out really nice, actually. My knots came out really nice. Kind of proud of myself because I was really tired yesterday, so I didn't really put my all into it. But my knots came out really good. However, my ombre, not so much. My ombre came out a little more red than I hoped, which I kind of expected because I was rushing, and that was the first time I ever tried to do it at the same time, do my knots and my ends at the same time. So I'm just going to go back in and go over it, do one more round of bleaching for this one, and then it'll be on to the rest of the bundles. I don't recommend over bleaching or over processing the hair, but it all depends on what grade of hair, what quality of hair you're using. So if you're confident in the quality of your hair, go ahead and go for that second round if you want to just get it a little bit lighter. Maybe don't leave it on quite as long, but if your quality's a little iffy, you're not too sure, then just leave it and work with it. didn't quite lift as much as I wanted them to, but because they are longer than your average bundle, I didn't want to over process them and risk them shedding real bad. Right now I'm working with 28 inches, so I didn't want them to shrink up or shrivel up to about 24 or 26. So this is good enough for me to start my dyeing process. I just need to do one more step before I get into my dyeing, and that is tinting my lace. As you can see here, I got my tea bags. You're gonna need about 10 black tea bags. You can get them from Walmart. I usually get a box of about 100 for like $2. Make sure your water is boiling, and then you just wanna dip your tea bags in there. And kind of rest them in there for about, let's say, 5 minutes or so. Yeah, we'll do it for 5 minutes or so. So as you can see, my water is completely brown. It's supposed to be brown because our scalps are for the most part brown. All right, let's get started. So you want to just take your lace. Actually, I feel better if I put a hair tie around the rest of the hair so I don't tint the hair. By mistake. Take this and make sure that all of your lace has been saturated. Brown. And here is the final result of our tinted lace. As you can see, I like to leave mine a little bit lighter because I have what I call an ashy scalp. So this looks more realistic for me, but you can go darker if you're of a darker complexion, or even lighter. Or you can also use less tea bags. I just use 10 because that's my method, but I've seen people use as little as 2. So whatever floats your boat.